Good afternoon. Welcome to the Midday Mull for Thursday, the 1st of February. With McShane, we're working our way through Paul's letter to the Romans. Today we read chapter 4, continuing Paul's discussion about faith and the law and Abraham. And in verse 9 we read, "We have been saying that Abraham's faith was credited to him as righteousness. Under what circumstances was it credited? Was it after he was circumcised or before? It was not after, but before. And he received circumcision as a sign, a seal of the righteousness that he had by faith while he was still uncircumcised. So then he is the father of all who believe but have not been circumcised, in order that righteousness might be credited to them." And as I read that, I thought, here is Paul saying, Abraham received circumcision as a sign of the righteousness. And it quite quickly became circumcision as the source of righteousness. If you're circumcised, then you're okay, rather than the other way around. And that's a natural human tendency. And we see it in ourselves. We see it in so many religions, where we want something tangible, something measurable. If I do this, then I know that my faith is okay. If I'm circumcised, then I'm okay. And as Christians, if I've been baptized, or if I've said my prayers every morning, if I pray the Lord's Prayer every morning, then I'm a Christian. That's something I can get my head around, that I can measure, that I can count in total. Oh, I've done it every single morning for the last 2 years. Clearly, I'm a good Christian. And maybe if I do it every evening as well, then I'm an excellent Christian, a double Christian. But when Jesus was approached, he said, no. What is the great commandment that we have? Love the Lord your God with all your heart and soul and mind and strength, and love your neighbor as yourself. How do you measure that? How do you know when you've achieved that? You can love the Lord your God with everything and be so committed and passionate, and you can still have the question, is that enough? Is that all my heart? And Jesus says, begin with the heart, begin with faith. Begin with throwing yourself upon Christ. Then the other stuff can be added. Then yes, praying the Lord's Prayer every day is a wonderful, wonderful thing to do, but that doesn't make you faithful. That's a sign of your faith. And if you go to church every Sunday, if you tithe, all those other works that we do as a symbol of our faith, we're not Christians because of that. We do that because we're Christians. And that's the point Paul's making here. Abraham believed God and trusted God, and he had faith in God. And circumcision was given as a sign of that faith. So continue to do all the works that we know we should do. Loving people, showing compassion, being gracious and helping people, serving God, going to church, praying, all those things. We do that, but we recognize we do that out of our faith. Our faith comes first, and that is just casting ourselves upon Christ and saying, I have nothing in my hands I bring, simply to thy cross I cling. That's the source of our faith. Be encouraged to cling to Christ and be challenged to live out your faith day by day. Be blessed.